G'day guys, welcome back to Beyond 23. Now this gentleman who joins us today has the pressure and expectation of captaining his team in front of 1.4 billion supporting fans. Now I know that sounds like a positive, which it is if you do well all the time, but the other side of that is expectation and pressure that comes with that job. I love the way this guy has played. I think he's a very good tactician and leader, and I'm hoping he's going to keep playing for a lot longer yet. Rohit Sharma, welcome to Beyond 23. Welcome back to Beyond 23. The great man. The great man. I cannot even imagine how busy you are. So, mate, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Firstly, congratulations. November 15, you had your little boy.
Yes.
My daughter, her birthday is November 16. So don't worry, I'll remember your son's date of birth forever now. But mate, congratulations. That must have been an awesome feeling.
Yeah, special feeling. It's always nice. This time I was lucky enough to be at home.
Yeah.
I was not at home for my first one. Yeah.
Was that
Australia
hard,
tour. Both time it was Australia tour.
They wouldn't let you go the first one?
Yeah.
But the second one, you told them no choice.
2018 Australia tour.
Wow.
I had to miss a test match and fly back home.
Yeah, okay.
But I was a day late. My wife already delivered.
It couldn't happen on the second time.
Because we were in the middle of the test match. This Boxing Day test match.
Oh my God.
29th December. Australia 9 down.
2018.
Yeah.
What day? What? Not day 5.
Day 4, I'll tell you the story. Day 4, Australia at tea time, 7 down. I'm looking, okay, yes.
I'm going to make this flight.
I can make this flight. But
you should have told us.
Yeah. Pat Cummins and Nathan Lyon had a different plan.
Yeah,
they batted the whole night, whole evening, and then we had to come next morning to get them out. And then I missed, and the flight was only in the evening, so I missed the flight.
So missed it. Well, I'm glad you were home for your second one, that's for sure.
I was lucky enough, like I said, we finished the test matches in India against New Zealand, and then I requested BCCI that I just want to stay home. And
family's everything, mate. I don't think there's anybody in the world that would not respect that.
Absolutely.
No game of cricket is more important than the birth of your child.
Without even a glimpse of thought, the BCCI was like, okay,
go for it.
Just go for it and take your time. There was no pressure for me to come to Australia. Nobody just put that pressure on me. It was just my call whenever I wanted to come.
Amazing.
Which was good. And
that should be.
I mean, look, Australia is a place you don't want to miss playing cricket. We all love coming to Australia and playing.
What's your favourite city?
For food? Food, I like Sydney.
Yeah, okay. Even more than Melbourne.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I like Melbourne as well because
I'm Sydney through and through. So anytime you say Sydney, I love it.
I mean, I like the food options there.
Yeah, good.
There's so many food options. And Melbourne, I feel, I think the weather-wise, Melbourne, I like that. Because in Bombay, it's so hot. So I prefer to be in cold places.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Melbourne's definitely cooler than Sydney, for sure.
So when the weather is below 20 degrees, it's perfect.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well done also, buddy. Champions Trophy.
Yeah.
I think there was so much talk in and around that tournament, but I can't remember who I was talking to while you guys were in Australia through the Test series, and they reiterated to me how important. I think it was when Bumrah got injured.
Yeah.
And they kept him off the field, and everybody was like, "Oh, you got to get India need him, get him back out." And I was like, "Yeah, I understood it's a Test match as well." But then I forgot the Champions Trophy was the next tournament, and it's a massive tournament.
Yeah.
So again, you've been a part of so many teams, not only as a player but a captain, and that must have been a thrill to win a major tournament.
Yeah, it was, and we had to go through so many lows before that tournament began. We didn't had a great home series against New Zealand, and then Australia as well. So we wanted to turn things back. We wanted to bounce back, and it's just that playing with this bunch of guys who are so clear in their mind what they want to do and how they want to achieve it.
Yeah.
It's one thing to talk about, okay, I want to go and achieve this, but how do you do that? that is the clarity everyone has in the squad. And we tried and kept the same, pretty much similar squad of what we had during the World Cup, 50 over World Cup, because I thought we played really good. So I don't think, or I don't see any reason that we need to change anybody. Unless there is an injury problem, which we had in Bumrah. We did had him.
Yeah.
But
that's the other thing I think a lot of people forget. You didn't have Bumrah for that tournament, and you still won. That makes that even more impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what, I mean, the team sport is. You can't honestly rely on one or two individuals. And that is the talk that has been happening constantly in this changing room. That we're not going to be relied on one or two individuals. We need contributions from everyone. And that is what all these guys were up to. They wanted to contribute.
Is that what keeps driving you, buddy? Because again, your areas as well. You're April 30.
Yeah.
38.
Yes. 30.
Youngster. You're still a youngster.
I'll be 38 now.
You got plenty of time, buddy. I'm April 2. I'm April 2nd, but I'm 44, so a long way.
Yeah.
But is that, like, again, I think in general, in our sport in cricket, once you get past 30, people will always mention an age.
Yes.
To me, I've never cared about age. If you're good enough at 17 or you're good enough at 40, it shouldn't make any difference. Go play.
Absolutely.
It's about performance. But it sounds to me like you're driven still by the success of the team. I want to play my best. I want to score runs. I want to win trophies. I want to win test series.
Yeah.
You still got that drive.
Yeah, absolutely. I think when you start playing the game, you don't realize that it's a lot about winning trophies. It's all about staying with the team, enjoying that moment, creating memories. It's all about scoring runs. I want to score, I want to perform. I want to take that pressure on me, and I want to keep performing. When you come into the team, as you keep playing, you realize that I don't think it's all about scoring runs. It's about winning games.
Yeah.
It's about winning trophies. It's about winning tournaments.
Yeah, for sure.
And that is one thing which made me realize in 2019 World Cup, where I got lots of runs. I got 500s in that World Cup, but we ended up losing the semis.
Yeah.
So
you'd rather give the hundreds back to win the final.
Yeah.
I could not agree more.
And I sat on the flight next day realizing, oh man, all these runs are of no use.
Yeah.
If you're not going to go through all the way, then it's no use. So from there onwards, I think my mindset changed, and it was all about just winning games, winning tournaments, winning championships, and just that.
Is there any... Do you notice a big difference in regards to you just playing all three formats and IPL? So you're crazy busy already just as a player, but then the captaincy.
Yeah.
Is that more about you're more occupied off the field with other commitments than anything really changing on the field, or do you see them completely different?
Look, when you're a captain of Indian team, there's lot at stake.
Yeah.
Because people here is just, they want results.
Yeah.
It's all about results. It's not about, okay, if you win a tournament, if you win a bilateral series, what happens next? People remember that you have not won a single ICC trophy since, I think, 13 or 14 years. 2013 was when we won the Champions Trophy, and then 11 years. 11 years.
And so that reminds you every day.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That we need to win trophies now, enough of all this bilateral series.
Yeah.
But look, winning the test series in Australia twice was like gold for us.
Yeah.
The way we played and how everyone took that responsibility, because the first one in 2018 had its own challenge. And the 21 series in COVID times had its own challenge. We were short of a lot of players. A lot of players went back home. A lot of injuries. So a lot of new players who haven't played a lot of first-class cricket as well. And they managed to pull things around for us. Yeah. So that was special. So winning test series in overseas conditions is very, very special for us.
Yeah.
So it won't be as good as winning ICC trophies, but it is as good.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I can compare those two things, but I know I know the feeling when we won the Test series in Australia last time, 2021. I know the feeling that all of us had in the changing room, and then when we came back to India, everyone was so proud of the team.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, and then ICC trophies are different. It's World Cup.
Yeah, so hard to compare.
Yeah.
What about captaincy? Because again, I remember you playing as a youngster, and the one thing that always stood out to me was the way you read the game. So even when you took over the captaincy for Mumbai in 2020 cricket, which I actually think it can be the hardest format to captain sometimes, because everything's happening so quickly, and you haven't got time to. If you make a mistake, the game could be over.
Absolutely.
But I think tactically, the way you read the game, is that natural? Like, did you captain your junior clubs, or is it something you think you've learned along the way?
I've learned along the way.
Yeah, okay.
That actually came back from the setbacks that I had in my batting, to be honest, because I didn't really had too many people who I went and spoken about my game.
Yeah, okay.
So it was only me who needed to figure out, okay, how do I approach if I had a failure?
You had to work it out on your own.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's
no coach, no like.
No, I have coaches, but they're different coaches, right?
Yeah, your coaches is in team coaches.
Yeah, the
no
team coaches.
Individual.
No individual coaches. Like I had an individual coach when I was young.
Yeah, okay.
But once I started playing international cricket, it was all about me.
Yeah, you had to work it out for yourself.
Yeah, so I had to go and watch the TV. I used to watch the replays. What I did wrong. While doing that, I got to learn so many things about. Okay, this guy is challenging my pads.
Yeah.
Because my feet is going way too across.
Yeah, okay.
So he's looking to get me LBWs.
Yeah, okay.
He's setting the field on the onside.
Yeah.
So all of those things made me understand, okay, this is how, when you're on the other side of it, this is how you captain.
Wow.
This is how you lead the team. This is how you spread the field. And this is what you ask the bowlers to do. If the batsman is struggling to play certain deliveries, challenge them.
Yeah.
Challenge them to bowl there.
And I'll give you that field.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, wow.
So...
What about in the three different formats? Because I think captaining T20 cricket was probably the hardest for me.
Yeah.
What about for you? How do you find captaining the three different formats?
I completely agree.
Yeah.
T20 is very hard to captain. Only because of the pace of the game.
Yeah.
It goes very fast.
Hard to recover, isn't it? Like you make one...
There's no time to recover.
Yeah.
You had one bad over and then suddenly the momentum is with the opposition, and then there's no way coming back from that. And I have noticed this many a times while captaining for India and also for IPL team.
Yeah.
Mumbai Indians, when I was captaining, and I made one mistake of giving somebody the over that I shouldn't have given. Yeah. And then you go back and think about, okay, why the hell did I do that? So,
I know that feeling all too well.
Yeah.
In your opinion, buddy, and I know, like to me, I probably see it now as our game has international T20 cricket, international one-day cricket, test cricket, and the IPL. Those four things are a given in our sport.
Yeah.
In your opinion, because I believe cricket's in an unbelievable place, and I think there is room for all four. Do you think there is?
All four?
All four is in three formats.
Yeah.
But then also I add the IPL to that because it's instilled into our future tours program. The dates of IPL are locked in.
Yes, absolutely.
Do you think one day cricket and T20 cricket and test cricket is sustainable? All three?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, look at how Test cricket has been played now these days.
Well, mate, what about Australia? The one thing that impressed me in Australia, the crowds.
Yes.
I don't think Australia's always supported Test cricket, but I think that shook everyone.
Yeah.
I think everyone was amazed with the turnout for the summer.
Yeah, I mean, Australian crowds have never disappointed us in terms of turning up and watching the game and supporting. If you play well enough, they'll support you, man. I've seen that.
They like good cricket, no matter if it's from opposition.
I've seen that.
Yeah,
I've personally seen that, and people appreciate you playing well, standing up against a big Australian team. So all those things, I've noticed it. So it's not. I wouldn't say Test cricket is in a difficult spot. You're getting results everywhere now.
Yeah.
People wanting to, win games now, finding ways to get results rather than not
draws
and all that. People are
the game's quickened up, I reckon.
Yeah. And also the teams are preparing challenging pitches, whether it's spin, whether it's seam or whatever it is.
In Australia, that was tough batting conditions.
Yeah, I mean, see, that's what I mean. Once in a while, you are supposed to play on a pitch like that. And that is what we expect in India as well. In India, the ball is supposed to turn.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
So those are the things. And you look at one-day cricket as well. I know there's been a lot of talk about one-day cricket being questioned, whether it's a sustainable format or not. But I think, look, we have all grown up watching 50-over World Cup. And that is...
Love it.
I mean, honestly.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Like when you play ICC Champions Trophy, when we played those games, it was very high intensity game. I know it's a little longer because people are now either watching Test cricket.
Used to T20 cricket, so you want
But 50-over cricket has its own challenge and it definitely has its own fun as well.
You know, the only thing I'd love to see come back into one-day cricket, one ball, because I miss reverse swing, certainly from the faster bowlers, and I miss that the batting of do you remember Michael Bevan was a genius. When he'd come in, it would be like the strike rotations through the back half of the innings because the ball, you couldn't hit it for six. The ball was so soft. I miss that in one-day cricket. But again, I think if you look at the Champions Trophy, everybody watched it. It was massive in Australia. I know it was big over here.
Yeah, it was.
I think if the tournaments, if people are still putting the TV on and turning up to the games, it shows there's definitely still room.
They've reduced it. We never play 5-match series now.
Yeah, 3 now,
it's
max?
only 3.
Yeah, okay.
So, I understand that because maybe they're losing.
But that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
One Day World Cup is must, has to stay.
And you keep playing this bilateral series. What's the harm?
Yeah, I agree. What about Test cricket though, from an India perspective, and you as the captain? If somebody comes to you and says, where do you sit on Test cricket? Do you still see it as the pinnacle, or do you see all three even? Where do you see personally? Where do you see Test cricket?
Personally, to me, representing the country was the pinnacle.
Yeah, okay.
Whether it was
in any format.
Any format.
Yeah, okay.
Because when I grew up, when I was growing up, I had no idea whether I'm going to play Test cricket or T20 cricket or ODI
You just wanted
cricket.
to represent your
I just
country.
wanted to be there.
That's a great way to look at it.
I understand that people talk about Test cricket being, of course it is most challenging. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But for me, representing the country was utmost importance. So I wouldn't put Test cricket over T20 cricket or T20 cricket over Test cricket.
Yeah.
I look
representing
at
India is what's the most special.
I look at all three forms as
that's awesome.
Equally important.
Yeah, okay.
If you ask me which format is challenging, I would say Test cricket obviously. Yes. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
But I think all three forms are important for global world.
I reckon that's the first time I've heard that, and I actually think for a young boy or a young girl, that's exactly how you should look at it, because that is the highest honour to represent your country, and it shouldn't matter what format.
Correct.
You're playing the game that we love.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's.
And that's what I mean. I've been asked this question many a times, and I just feel that no format is bigger than the other format. Representing the country is the biggest honour.
Tell me about your batting, because I was sitting in the car driving here and thinking, rightio, if I'm captain of a team and I have Rohit Sharma, where am I going to bat him? In 2020 cricket and one-day cricket, no-brainer. I want you to open, I want you to bat 50 overs or 20 overs. In Test cricket, I'm undecided, and it's your own fault. You play the short ball well, you play quicks well so you can open the batting, but you're so destructive and powerful against the spin as well. So I'm thinking, does he open? Does he bat 5?
No.
Where do you want to bat? Where do you think you're best suited?
Up the order.
Open the batting.
Up the order.
You love opening.
That's what I like.
Awesome.
When I got to Australia, things was slightly different.
Different situation.
Yeah, different situation, because I honestly saw them bat. Jaiswal and Rahul.
At the Wacker, where it was, not at the Wacker, sorry, Optus Stadium, but it was like the Wacker. It was seaming and swinging a mile.
Yeah,
they batted
and I
beautifully.
watched it, even though I had a newborn in my hand. But I was still watching it, and I loved what they were doing. So I said, why do we need to change that? This is
putting the team first.
Yeah, this is the series that we want to win desperately. We want to qualify for the World Test Championship. So it was a mixed thought, but I just felt like, let's go with that. I mean, there's nothing wrong in that.
Yeah. And then, generally, that's what a captain does.
Yeah.
If you put the team first, then you second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then in that Adelaide game, I didn't had a great game.
Yeah.
Then I went back to my room and I thought, okay, should I open, man? What's going on? I would rather fail doing what I do.
Yeah.
And where I do it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my place. That's my position. So I would rather go there and bat, and whether I get success or not, it's a different story. But I am in my position.
Role. Yeah,
that's my role for the team.
That.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I said, no, it's only one game.
Yeah.
Let's not think too much. Let's not overthink. Let's give it another game. It's 1-1. We can try and change things around probably in Brisbane.
Yeah.
And then it was a draw in that game as well. And then Melbourne, when we got back to Melbourne, and then we changed our mind. We changed our thought a little bit. And then I went back to open the innings. And then the last test match in Sydney, I had to be honest to myself that I was not hitting the ball well. And I didn't wanted to put myself there only because we had a lot of the other guys who were struggling as well.
Yeah.
So, and then you add yourself in there. It just becomes a little more.
It's a list of players that are not in their best form.
Exactly.
I understand.
And we somehow wanted Gill to play.
Yeah,
He's such a good player.
Yeah, yes, I agree.
And he missed out in the previous test match. We wanted him to play. So, I mean, I'm like, okay, if I'm not hitting the ball well, it is right now.
Yep.
Things can change.
100%.
10 days later.
Mate.
5 days later.
Especially when you've got so much cricket before your next test series as well.
Exactly. And I spoke to the coach and the selector who were there selector was there on the tour as well. And they kind of agreed, not agreed. So there was an, argument around it.
Which normally happens between captain, coach, selectors.
Absolutely.
That happens all the time.
You try and put the team first and just look at what the team wants and make the decision accordingly. And sometimes it will work and sometimes it may not.
Yeah.
So that's how it goes. Every decision you try and make, you're not guaranteed success, or you're not guaranteed that this is the right decision that you've done.
Correct. Yeah. I think anybody that knows you, buddy, knows you've always put the team first with any team you've been a part of.
I just feel that since I've started captaining the national team, I just felt that not just me, but rest of the guys needs to also think alike.
Yeah.
Try and put the team first and do what is necessary for the team.
Yeah.
And not worry too much about my runs, my scores, my hundreds, my 5 wickets and stuff like that. It's important because you're playing team sport. If you get 100 and you don't cross the finishing line, what's the point? There's no use.
I couldn't agree more. Well, you guys you got England 5 test matches, which will be obviously a tough series, beating England in their own backyard, and then they come to Australia as well. So they got their work cut out. That'll be a great series, and I'm assuming Bumrah will be fit.
Yeah.
And if you can keep Shami fit, I think India's in for a red hot chance of winning that series.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Last time when we played these guys, it was 2-2. The series, like you said, we need some of these guys to be 100%.
I think Bumrah's, in my opinion, he's the best at the moment. Yeah. He's the best in the world.
Yeah.
But as you know, you can't do it on your own. And the other bowlers did a great job, don't get me wrong. But I think if you had someone with Shami's experience bowling in Australian conditions, because he knows those conditions, he's played there before, I think that would have changed the entire series.
Yeah.
So now going to England, if you can have that, with the other quicks around them,
we just got to make sure that they come out of IPL really well.
Yeah.
Because this is the most challenging one because I know it's only 4 overs, but you play today, you travel tomorrow,
play,
and then and then you play again. So that's the challenging part of it, because you're traveling all across the country and playing so many games. So I hope that these 2 guys, along with the other guys, just finish the IPL really well without any concerns, and then we have a full fit team going to England. Then obviously we will have a great series there. I know the cricket that these guys are playing these days. So it'll be a good challenge for us, definitely.
Mate, honestly, I don't want to take up any more of your time. Rohit also is playing today, so he's given up his time on match day. So, mate, honestly, I can't thank you enough. I love seeing
man.
you. I love talking cricket with you.
Thanks.
Huge congratulations again
Thank
on
you
your
very
little boy,
much.
mate. Super happy for you. And I'm sure you're going to... you got plenty of time to be a dad.
Yeah.
You can be a dad, still play.
Yes.
Play to your 45
I'm going
and
home.
then retire.
I'm going home tomorrow, so I'm going to be
how good.
Just one day, be a dad.
One day, though, that's the other thing I think a lot of people don't realise. One day at home,
Yes.
it feels like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like your own bed, your family, the comforts of being at home,
Correct.
and seeing both kids, I'm sure would be very special.
Yes, absolutely.
No, thank you, buddy. I appreciate
Thanks,
your
man.
time, mate. Very
Thank you.
kind. One other question before you go. Australia v England,
Yeah,
our summer, who wins?
yeah. I think just recently playing against Australia, I feel Australia will give England a tough time.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
being in Australian conditions, does that favour Australia, you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
okay.
Aussies, they know how to play in their conditions, and you know, some of their guys are in great form. The bowlers, obviously, you know, if you can't get past the 3 quicks that they have, it's going to be really tough.
Yeah.
And what will be a challenge for Australia is to make sure that these 3 quicks are
Stay fit.
Yeah,
it's true, because they're getting older as well.
Yeah.
And the physical that comes with...
yeah. 5 Test matches is no joke. It's,
true.
It's so tough.
The only advantage, Scott Boland he's been unbelievable in Australian
Scott
conditions.
Boland, I
He's been
completely
brilliant.
forgot.
So if he's our fourth,
Yeah.
Stark, Hazelwood, Cummins, Boland, it's a pretty good 4.
Yeah, Boland was the toughest to face.
Man, in those conditions, he hits the seam, doesn't he?
It just
Every
doesn't.
single ball.
I mean, we checked his pitch map.
Yeah. Consistent?
And we wanted to see where we can score runs of him. 90% of it was just there and thereabout. No width.
Yeah.
No full balls. Maybe few, but not many. No width.
It feels like, does it feel when you're back like it's coming in?
Of that
like
angle,
it's angled in but can move away?
So he comes with a straight run up.
Yeah.
And then
jumps
slightly wider, and then he goes there. And he hits the seam like this.
I would nick every time.
Yeah, slightly angular.
Yeah. No.
And
that is nightmare.
If the pitch has something in it.
Which every pitch did in Australia this summer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
go the Aussies. Well, buddy, good luck in England. I hope you beat the Poms as well. I'll be supporting you.
We'll try our best. Yeah.
Thanks, buddy. Well done, mate.
Thanks.